I'm going to kick things off, start things out. So I'm Italian. Any other paisans here? We don't normally like to identify ourselves in crowds. Just ask JFK. Oh, my people killed Jesus too. See, a lot of people think the Jews killed Jesus, but that's not true. The Romans killed Jesus, and I want credit. Like I said, I'm Italian. My baby sister Tony and I are very light-haired, light-skinned like my mother. And my sister Nikki is very jet-black hair, very caramel-skinned like my father. So we were in the Kmart, and I was like chomping down on a huge dill pickle, because it was the 80s, and that's what you did in Kmart. And this woman came over to my sister, and she kneeled down. She said, "Is this your mother?" And my mother said, "Excuse me." And the woman said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, you don't look Mexican." This is the moment the light bulb goes off. I'm gonna convince my sister that she was adopted. So we have this like display birth certificate that you get like at the grocery store, a little baby ink feed on it and a picture. You write down how long it is, how much it weighs, you put it in a frame, you throw it on the wall. So I said, "Nikki, I can prove you're not Mexican." And I brought her over the picture, and I ran my finger across a tiny sentence at the bottom of the frame, and it said, "Made in Taiwan." I said, "You were made in Taiwan, that's a legal document." And she started freaking out. She's like, "My real family's gonna come for me, my real family's gonna come for me." My mother was so shaking mad with me. She said, "Your father's gonna deal with you." So behind that closed door, my dad said, "Don't tell your mother that I didn't hit you. And don't tell your mother that I'm drunk." I'm kidding you guys, he hit me, he was drunk, it was the 80s. I'm happy to report after 25 years of smoking cigarettes, I quit. I vape now. That's the same reaction my family had. So I was at my niece's birthday party, and like, I was being cool auntie, I was jumping in the bounce house, I was in the ball pit, and I dropped my vape. So I gathered the kids around. I said, "Auntie dropped her vape." And my nephew goes, "But we don't know the long-term outcome." And I said, "Not now, Miles." "Anyone who finds it will get $20. And Miles goes, "I'll do it for 50. I said, "I can buy a new one for 50. And he goes, "Well, how bad do you want it right now?" And then my niece goes, "Equal work for equal pay." And I said, "Not for girls." Oh, you know what just fucking happened. Come on. So I'm married. I've been married for 21 years now. Fun fact, I'm extremely anemic. That means I bruise really easily. That's what my husband wants me to say. My husband hates that joke. He's like, "People are gonna think I beat you." I said, "No, they're not. Look at you, come on." My husband has like a grown-up job, right? So he took me to a colleague's dinner party. It always makes me very anxious, and I end up making jokes. He doesn't like that. Well, here comes Janice, and Janice wants to do icebreakers. And she said, "What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?" And I said, "This guy." He didn't like that. Janice said, "What celebrity crush would you ask for a hall pass with?" And I said, "Ted Cruz." And my husband goes like this. And I go, "Not the Zodiac Killer, the other one." She goes, "Agree or disagree? Taking a good shit is better than sex." I said, "What are you eating?" And Janice goes, "Not this guy." So that was an awkward ride home. You know, some men say, like, "I want to have a threesome, I want to have a threesome." My husband says, "I want to have a threesome." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to flip the switch on him, right?" I was like, "Okay, what do we have a threesome with me and 2 guys?" And he goes, "Would you want that?" I said, "Is that an option?" He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "We've never talked about this." He said, "I didn't know you'd want that." I said, "I didn't know that was an option." See, here's the thing. I don't watch porn. I find it very annoying. None of the characters have names. And my husband doesn't want to watch porn with a plot. But I want to know what her dad did to her or her uncle to bring her here. thought that you immediately judge yourself for? Like I was at the hair salon and there was this gorgeous gay man just washing my hair and rubbing my head, and I was like, I could turn him. No, I'm not better. I support the gay community. I have a gay daughter. She's poly, bi, gender fluid. Her pronouns are she, they. And I was like, can mommy just call you gay? Is that okay? I'm trying to be more progressive. I'm trying to learn from my gay daughter. She said, Mom, sometimes I like girls. And sometimes I like boys. And sometimes I like girls that are boys. And sometimes I like boys that are girls. And sometimes I like people that aren't boys or girls. And I said, stop. I am trying to be supportive. But you sound like a whore. Now explain it to mommy again slowly. And at each point tell me how many people are involved. She also has high-functioning autism. And for folks that don't know, what this really means is she just sees the world a click different than everyone else. For example, we were out shopping, and she took a picture of a closed-down Bye Bye Baby, and she went, Roe v. Wade. I said, what are you talking about? And she said, isn't that an abortion clinic? I said, the Bye Bye Baby. Bye Bye Baby is not a place where you can buy a baby, nor is it a place where you say bye-bye to a baby. It's a place where you buy things for a baby. And she goes, well, that's a confusing name. I said, is it? That means you buy the idea that there is a warehouse-sized abortion clinic next to the back of the eye. Number 2. When she was 5 years old, she decided she wanted to call her vagina her front butt. Nope. And her pediatrician was incensed with me. How can you not teach her the proper names of her body parts? I said, look, lady, she's got her whole life to find out it's called a vagina. She's not going to be 27 like fuck me in the front butt. We didn't find out she had autism until she was about 17. And when she got her diagnosis, oh, it just hit me right in the chest. I just thought, well, that makes so much sense. I just thought she was an asshole. And it does make so much sense, and we do communicate so much better now, but here's what came out of it. Now every time I meet an asshole, I'm like, oh, he's autistic. And it makes it so much easier to deal with him. I'm telling you right now, the next time you meet an asshole, if you just say to yourself like, oh, I just need to be patient with him, it's gonna save your whole day. My daughter said, Mom, why did I get autism? And I said, because I got you vaccinated for chickenpox. No, I'm kidding, I told the truth. I told the truth. I said, you got that shit from your dad's side family. Got your mental health problems from mommy. Make a little bit of noise because it's kind of real dark in here. Anyone here consider themselves like an aggressive driver, like somebody who kind of weaves in and out of traffic? What's your name? Abby? We all fucking hate you, Abby. Everyone who just laughed fucking hates you. Are you with Abby, yeah? How do you feel about Abby's aggressive driving? Oh, he's not even gonna answer. That doesn't sound like a 5-star review to me, Abby. Here's the thing, Abby, you're a very confident driver. I'm a very nervous driver. Do you know how many people I'm gonna kill because of you, Abby? I just want to know, Abby, why do you do it? Why? Okay, I'll just be patient with you. All right, guys, are you ready for a fantastic show? The Comedyplex said, Ange, do you want to put on a Mother's Day show? And I said, yeah, but it's not going to be a sip and paint. I want it to be whiskeys and milks. We have a fantastic lineup for you. Our first comedian has been seen in the Mikey O shows as well as a regular here at Comedyplex. Please put your hands together for Evelyn Cato!